This segment is brought to you by Powerade. Pause for power with Powerade. Minute Maid. Real like you're at home. And Dasani. Connect mind and body.
We begin with basketball on the SportsMax zone. On a Thursday, Brooklyn Nets suspended Kyrie Irving for at least 5 games without pay following his repeated failure to apologize for posting a link to an anti-Semitic film on one of his social media accounts. The Nets say Kyrie refused to say he has no anti-Semitic beliefs for no acknowledged specific hateful material in the film.
For posting that. Some things that were questionable in there, untrue. Like I said, and the first time you guys asked me when I was sitting on that stage, I don't believe everything that everybody posts. It's a documentary. So, I take my responsibility.
It seems like Adam Silver wanted to hear the word, I apologize, or in your mind, you said I didn't mean to cause any harm. Were you apologizing, or did you not apologize?
I didn't mean to cause any harm. I'm not the one that made the documentary.
Kyrie, for the record, do you have any anti-Semitic beliefs?
Again, I'm going to repeat. I don't know how the label becomes justified because you guys ask me the same questions over and over again. But this is not going to turn into a spin around cycle of questions upon questions. I told you guys how I felt. I respect all walks of life and embrace all walks of life. That's where I sit.
I think what people want to hear, though, is just a yes or no on that question. Yes or no.
I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from. I cannot be anti-Semitic if I know where I come from.
Hours after the Nets issued the suspension, Kyrie posted the following message on Instagram. To all Jewish families and communities that are hurt and affected from my post, I am deeply sorry to have caused you pain, and I apologize. I initially reacted out of emotion to being unjustly labeled anti-Semitic instead of focusing on the healing process of my Jewish brothers and sisters that were hurt from the hateful remarks made in the documentary. I want to clarify any confusion on where I stand fighting against anti-Semitism by apologizing for posting the documentary without context and a factual explanation outlining the specific beliefs in the documentary I agreed with and disagreed with. I had no intentions to disrespect any Jewish cultural history regarding the Holocaust to perpetuate any hate. Well, teammate Kevin Durant was at the Nets facility earlier on Friday and was asked about the situation.
Unfortunate situation for people that are impacted by this situation. I mean, it just sucks all around for everybody, and hopefully we can move past it.
Kevin, what did you think of Kyrie's conduct this week?
I mean, I ain't here to judge nobody or talk down on nobody for how they feel or their views or anything. I just didn't like anything that went on. I feel like it was all unnecessary. I felt like we could have just kept playing basketball and kept quiet as an organization. I just don't like none of it.
Durant later took to Twitter to have a clarification of the issue. I just want to clarify the statements I made at shoot-around. I see some people are confused. I don't condone hate speech or anti-Semitism. I am about spreading love always. Our game unites people, and I want to make sure that's at the forefront. The Nets say Irving's suspension will last until he satisfies a series of objective remedial measures that address the harmful impact of his conduct. So Lance, of course, this has been making the headlines for some time. Only recently, of course, the news breaking that the Brooklyn Nets have suspended Kyrie Irving now for 5 games. What's your take on what's occurring, and do you think that this has escalated?
Well, it has escalated, and it has escalated predominantly because Kyrie Irving has been tardy in doing what was right and not unfamiliar, this kind of position that Kyrie Irving is in, because he is that type of individual where he is very single-minded, and he's a non-conformist. It's obvious that he has his own views about things, and he hardly ever has a posture that suggests that he is guided or willing to conform to administrative things and philosophical ideas. He has his own ideas, which is not good for an organization. He's a part of an organization that has rules, and especially in these times when comments and narratives that you, even if you don't put them out, if you repost, you are deemed to be contributing to the issue. So Kyrie Irving is being Kyrie Irving. He's, in my estimation, a pretty weird individual. And he has just taken too long to do what was right, because he should have apologized immediately, and he had to be bombarded and pressured before he eventually says he's deeply sorry, which he should have done from the beginning, and it wouldn't have escalated to this point.
And Lance, it's only natural now to bring up the question, Kyrie Irving's future with the Brooklyn Nets. It's so unfortunate that since Kyrie has joined the Brooklyn Nets setup, this season, I remember the first few games that they played, and you heard nothing about Kyrie off the court. You were hearing about the numbers. I said on this show that, it's good that we're discussing the Nets. We're discussing Kyrie and KD, and it's really about the basketball. And I think I would have said that too quickly. Do you think that, based on what has happened, and I'm linking back to his decision last season, not to take the COVID-19 vaccine, and of course that's his personal choice, and that's his choice. But of course, I'm talking about the basketball now on the court. It affected the team, it affected the team's results, because that simply meant that he missed a lot of home games. Now this new, I don't even know what to call it, drama, it's come to the forefront again. Kyrie is going to be suspended. So basically the Brooklyn Nets are paying for a player who is missing for a lot of the season because of his own decisions. So do you see him having a future with the Nets?
Well, this latest incident now brings a lot of doubt into the future that he holds with the Brooklyn Nets. And you talk about his attitude, and I said at the top a few minutes ago that his personality and his behavioral pattern it contradicts a harmonious setup in a team setting,
sport.
in a team sport. And you saw Durant just now in that interview. He looked so uncomfortable, and he just felt as if all of this shouldn't be happening, because they have basketball to play. And as you correctly pointed out, it was the same thing last year with his refusal to take the COVID-19 vaccine. You're correct that it is his own decision, but these things keep repeating themselves. They're awaiting a new coach. I'm not sure if a new coach in the Brooklyn Nets setup will change any kind of chemistry in the Brooklyn Nets roster, but immediately they have to tackle this Kyrie Irving issue, because I can't help but feel that it's affecting the entire franchise. And Kevin Durant's body language that we just saw now paints a sorry picture. Durant is one of the best players in the NBA, and he needs a quality Kyrie Irving to push the Nets forward. And Steve Nash lost his job as coach 7 games into the new season, and as I said, they're looking to employ a new coach, and I'm not sure who that would be. But the Nets are going through issues that they shouldn't be going through, and Kyrie Irving and his behavioral pattern continues to be a bit of a humbug to the Nets and what they're trying to achieve.
Yeah, the Nets, they play the Wizards tonight. Do you think the results will turn in the Wizards' favor? Because they're missing, we like to talk about the NBA and the big three. That is something that was an underlying theme last season, because a lot of the teams that were very, very competitive had the big three. Of course, Nets were eliminated from that discussion very early because Kyrie missed a lot of home games. Lance, KD is depending on Kyrie. No one man can put up numbers every day. KD is not the KD that he would have been of yesteryear.
Yeah.
Does it swing in the Wizards' favor?
Well, Wizards are 4-4 so far this season, and on current form are playing better than the Nets are. So if you go by that, they may be able to win. And I just don't like the KD that I saw just now. You know, this is less than 24 hours
He would be
before.
exhausted. It's like me every day causing problems on the zone. You would be so exhausted, and then I'm not coming to work, and you have to do the show. You can't get any extra days.
Yeah. It's a good thing that you're not doing that.
Thank God.
Yeah, but you're right. I'm not sure if the Nets will win tonight, because the Wizards have been, 50-50 so far on the season, win against loss. And I think the Nets are 2-7.
They've been struggling.
Yeah,
off and on the court.
Yeah, the Nets have real woes. I would take the Wizards to win tonight, actually.
Yeah. Well, the results, let's take a look at them from last night's games. It saw the Warriors losing to the Magic. The Warriors have now lost 4 on the bounce, going down 130-129 to the Magic. And we had the Pistons beating the Thunder. As you can see, two-time MVP Nikola Jokic got the 79th triple-double of his career to help Denver Nuggets beat OKC Thunder 110-122. The NBA continues on your home of champions on Saturday night. Damian Lillard and the Trailblazers play the second of back-to-back games against the Phoenix Suns at 9 p.m. in Jamaica, 10 EDT on SportsMax. All right, let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we have a lot more to discuss.
This segment was brought to you by Powerade. Pause for power with Powerade. Minute Maid, real like you're at home. And Dasani, connect mind and body.